Yeah, new league just started today. Put them all to 6. I haven't seen Tron in so long. Alright, let's bauble them. Maybe you can see which flavor they are. Karn liberated. Doesn't give us too much info. I'm going to play Ragavan on 1. Might be a quick one, huh? Another Karn on top. Well, we found some lands. I don't know that we really have a chance here, though. Let's see what we see here. Oh, right, it's the Karn. Duh. Platinum Angel, Karn Liberated, Wormcoil Engine. Platinum Angel, huh? Yeah, obviously, yeah, that's like, you know, of the cards they could have in their hand, that's what I'm not too worried about. The Wormcoil and the Karn, on the other hand, are more concerning. Although, if they go like Karn Liberated +1, we can double heat. Yeah, they also just get to discard the Angel to the Kroxa. Alright, which will they play here? I hope it's Karn. Yeah, they play Wormcoil instead. Okay. Let's get Ulamoged here. Love for them to minus on this. I'm also happy if they plus. I'm not happy if they minus on a land. Okay, that is what they did. Okay, let's Thoughtseize their last card. Kill the Karn, and then we have to beat a Wormcoil Engine. Anybody ever beat a Wormcoil Engine before? If we can draw a Voidwalker, then we can heat the Wormcoil pretty cleanly. Their top decks are also, of course, like way better than mine on average, but we're not 0%. Irv, thank you for the 3 months. They're thinking about attacking. It's kind of weird. Tap land, not great. Does let me draw Voidwalker next turn. I can also go Lurrus Bauble next turn if, assuming my opponent still doesn't top deck anything. That's step 1 to nothing. Alright, lands. I'm gonna take this hit. Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm not sure if that was a great attack by them or not. But I'm definitely, all I know is I'm taking it for sure. Kozilek. So I can here escape Kroxa. If I escape Kroxa though, I just lose Delirium. So maybe it's better to go Lurrus, Channeler, Bauble, and then they have a harder time attacking. Guess I didn't play around Dismember too well, huh? Keep the land. See what their top card is. Karn, the Great Creator. Not very good for us. I'll just see what they can get off of it. Probably conceding to it. Is it versus Canister again? Is what versus Canister? The race is just versus everybody. Cantor had to like bail out pretty early last season, actually. Grab a Sundering Titan. With the race, do you think we'll see less brews? I'll try to keep brewing for sure. I'm going to be playing Crimson Vow brews tomorrow, and that are probably not going to be super great for the race, but they're decks I want to play, and they're going to be a good time. This is the sideboard plan. The 2 Terminates, 3 Heats for 4 Thoughtseize, Alpine Moons, Voidwalkers 3 and 4. Wearing contacts? I'm not. No, they. I couldn't get them in. They're kind of low quality and they're like really painful too. No, I'm not affiliated with Mana Traders. There's no coupon code for that. There is a code for Channel Fireball though, code Spike. Okay, we can keep this. Voidwalker is, of course, very good in this matchup. Void Mirror is not good against Mono Green Tron. It's really easy for them to be able to spend colorless mana on their spells, or colored mana on their spells and resolve anything. We have another Bauble on top. I think I'll go and keep that and then have a little bit more selection with this. Bauble. Void Mirror is for Cascade decks, and really like just for Cascade decks. You can also bring it in against Etron and Elementals, but mostly just for Cascade decks. Right, not a bad draw. Don't need to play that right now, of course. They are, in fact, playing Eugene. Love to find a Thoughtseize. Thoughteize. Yeah, Void Mirror, of course. Let's go! Those are the kind of draws we need. Yeah, Void Mirror definitely Nambo with Alpine Moon. I think I went Karn, right? I think Karn's better than Ugin here. It is kind of close. I can also get Void. I can get Void Mirror, and the Void Mirror actually might be really good this game. I'll probably have to Alpine Moon. Oh no, Alpine Moon Void Mirror is just a big Nambo. Oh wait, I guess I'll just get it. You're right. Right. Yeah. We saw their hand is not. We saw their hand doesn't have any colored sources, so I guess we're gonna get the mirror and cast it. I know I just said that you don't really want it in this matchup, but yeah, I think you do when you see their hand and you see they can't just have no way to make colored mana. So if I Alpine Moon, I let them, you know, get their spells back online. So I don't think I'm going to be doing that very aggressively. I might just play a second Void Mirror here. Could also attack for 2. Just do that. Chalice for 1. I mean, I have like way more 1-drops than they do. I feel like this is better by a lot, actually. Gonna skip the Kroxa, which of course increases the clock by a lot. Chalice for 2. I feel like you guys are overthinking it. Chalice for 2 stops my Kroxa. Yeah, Void Mirror counters the Bauble. Okay, so they drew a forest. They can resolve the Chromatic Star, but they can't use it. They can resolve a Karn, though. I'm attacking them next turn for 12. Oh, they can also just resolve Ugin. Right. Why not take the star that can make green mana? Because they can't resolve the star. And they also can't activate star because we have Karn in play. So they can choose between -2 to exile the mirror, or sorry, +1 to kill the mirror, or - to exile the Kroxa. So I could get another mirror now, but with the forest, I feel like it's not as relevant. I think I'll just kill the Ugin. Put them to like just like a Karn in hands. Stings that we can't also play the moon, but their Karn really doesn't do that much. I guess they can bridge. We got answers to bridge though. Oh, they can't resolve bridge next turn. Oh no, wait, sorry, the Void Mirror is gone. Never mind. I was thinking that the Void Mirror was still in play for some reason. So I guess I should probably Bauble this turn, huh? Expedition map. How does it happen that they have Ugin second to kill your Kroxa? They +2 to kill my Void Mirror that I had used Karn on. Dude, we drew Kolaghan's command for Ensnaring Bridge. Pretty good. Yeah, I had Void Mirror in play that I tutored off my Karn that I stole with Voidwalker, and they prioritized killing that rather than exiling the Kroxa, which was maybe a dubious decision. Who's to say, huh? They can't activate this. Yeah, I think we just go for damage here. Still have to win game 3 too. Go game 3. It's a really weird game. Definitely tricky to navigate. Tapped wrong. I think we'll be okay. How long are we streaming today? I don't know. Just as long as I feel like. Maybe until we get at least one trophy. Has anyone got one yet? No, it's still a little early. Hand's great. I'm gonna keep. Wouldn't hate that Channeler, but I need to crack this to play the Ragavan on one. Maybe I should have bubbled them. Although I feel like if I had like Voidwalker on top, I would have Inquisition on one instead. Reveal Urza's Tower. Probably not casting all his dust, huh? Ancient Stirrings, Chromatic Sphere. If I take the Sphere, they can't cast the Stirrings, so let's do that. Then I'll name Urza's Tower. Oh, no, they can cast the Stirrings, because yeah, sorry, this was wrong. I'm giving them a green source, never mind. They drew Chromatic Sphere, so I guess it's, well, yeah, we should have taken the Stirrings. Hopefully we can steal a Karn with Ragavan. They find an Expedition map, which is very likely going to grab them a Blast Zone. But I can Kolaghan's command to kill the Expedition map, and then I can also Thoughtseize their Karn so they can't play it next turn, so definitely timely draws here. Oh, I exiled Blast Zone. I would be, you know, I would be thinking that they probably have another one in their deck, but so I'm gonna hedge against that by using the Kolaghan's command now. And I think they've got this Ulamog in their hand that's pretty dead. I think I'm just gonna deal them 2 damage rather than make them discard a card. One Blast Zone is standard. I feel like 2 Blast Zones is so good in the Hammer Time metagame that we live in. I feel like I would be playing 2. Alright, crack for a green. Crack for a green. Ulamog and 2 unknowns in hand. So I'm probably going to choose not to Thoughtseize this turn. Oh no! Oh, so that's Uga, not Karn. So I can Thoughtseize this turn, but I can also go play Lurrus and Bauble. I think that's probably more important. They have Yawgmoth on top. Voidwalker, okay. I did leave them with the Ulamog in their hand, so I might be able to Voidwalker Ulamog. Be pretty cool. Me Bauble myself, I guess, because I have the Mire. My top card is another Bauble. See what I see here. Expedition map can grab me Den of the Bugbear. Alright, so let's go Voidwalker, Thoughtseize, Karn Liberated, and Ulamog. We'll take the Karn. Play the map. And I guess I'll shuffle with the map and not the Mire. They put Chromatic Sphere in their hands, so I think we're going to walk away with a W here. Maybe a bit overconfident to update the record right now. Is Ulamog way better for me? Yeah, but they're like pretty close to casting Karn, right? Obviously, I'd rather cast Ulamog with Voidwalker, but they're 1 mana away from casting the Karn. And I mean, it shouldn't matter too much either way, but I guess the only way we lose is maybe them killing the Alpine Moon and playing Ulamog anyways. Yeah, you're probably right. Okay, they cast Force of Vigor, but I think they just chose to destroy nothing there. Who is making shift in the trophies? I looked at so many trophy companies. I finally found one that made, like, that looked pretty decent, but there were so many, like, shitty companies with, like, websites that hadn't been updated in 10 years. It's pretty bad. I think I want to Thoughtseize on one. I think Misty Rainforest Go can obviously be Blue-Red Murktide. And if, I don't want to let them just use their mana to like Lightning Bolt my Channeler. Oh, it's Living End, which is not a very good matchup. I lost my... And they have three... Their hand is 3 Cascaders. Lost my top 8 match to Living End over the weekend with this deck. But, I mean, if they're only getting back Striped Riverwinder, like, that is, like, possibly beatable. In fact, I think I'm going to play... Oh, hold on. Yeah, this was... I was thinking about playing the second Channeler to, like, try to surveil more creatures into the graveyard for Living End, but I think that ended up not working out. Or, like, I should like, wait a turn to go Channeler plus Thoughtseize in the same turn. I hope they didn't draw like, a Cycler. They didn't. Awesome. Another land. Okay. They're just doing it? So I can heat my own Channeler here. Okay. Oh my... Oh, sorry. Sorry. I was thinking the Delirium made the heat not kill it, but obviously that's not the case. Interesting. Yeah, let's go. I think we go Channeler, Thoughtseize, not cast Tourach here. Graveyard. Take the Violent Outburst, get in for 3. Might win this game. I think we're ahead. Take 5. I don't think I want to trade Ragavan for Shardless. We'll just see what we get. We draw here. Just play this pre-combat, see if this changes anything. Why didn't take the body Shardless with the Thoughtseize? Because then they get it back with Violent Outburst. Blood Crypt tap there. If I play Blood Crypt tapped on turn 3, I can't play Blackcleave Cliffs on turn 4, and I can't cast Tourach unless I draw something. So they probably took the Borrower off the Waker there. And I guess I do want to trade Ragavan for Shardless Agent, since this like kind of unlocks either the Den or the Tourach to get through next turn. They drew another Cascader literally this turn. Okay, they didn't. Alright, winning game 1's a big deal because we just have a ton of sideboard cards. But game 1 is really rough, and then it's not that hard for them to win a sideboard game. But if we win game 1, I think we're pretty favored. Shouldn't the Chandler survive? No, because we got Delirium, which made the Unholy Heat also deal 6 damage before resolution. Also, I didn't mean to cut a Kroxa. I think let's do this. Oh, sorry, I didn't... Okay, I was like, there's one extra card. What is it? It's the Accidental Engineered Explosives. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut the Kroxa. Maybe I should just play Bolt instead of these Heats too for damage. Yeah. I meant to keep the Kroxas in. Let's do this. Sorry, my brain's all over the place today. So you can have a really... So Kolaghan's Command is actually like sneakily important in this matchup because you can discard Voidwalker to your living end, and then that's going to allow you to play... If you have a Voidwalker in the graveyard and living end resolves, Voidwalker void counters the living end, and then you can play it. Which does only kind of beat Shardless Agent and not Violent Outburst, but it does beat Shardless at least. Damn it. I'm going to play the Cliffs so that I could potentially play Voidwalker on turn 2, and then I can play the Din next turn if I don't draw Voidwalker. Do I have to help set up in Vegas? No. Gotta pick up carry chairs out. Put this over here with the rest of the uncastables. Well, I think I want to Luris here. Potentially try to get back my Void Mirror, but pretty dead this game. Alright, game 3 gets me on the play. Love to have Voidwalker. Voidwalker feels like it'll be very good against them on the play. I okay a Thoughtseize to dump into the yard. I mean, I don't think that was better than like Luris in the hand, right? Did opponent miss the first land drop and draw 3 in a row? I don't think they missed the land drop. We were on the draw that game. Maybe you're right. No, I think they hit their land drops. Right? Why didn't I Kroxa there? I thought putting Luris in my hand was more relevant, so I could try to get Void Mirror back. I don't feel like casting Kroxa there was better, and I don't think it in any way would have impacted the game at all, chat. They did miss the first one? Okay, that's a little more frustrating then. Trifecta 2 months? Appreciate you. Yeah, I missed that they went Leyline Pass. Yeah, that's more frustrating. Or maybe they just missed their first turn somehow. The Con Man, thank you for your 13 months. Well, I do like that this hand is not reliant on discard spells. Skull, thank you for the 4 months, appreciate you. And so I would hope that they like mulligan to Leyline, and I just yeah, I can even play Tourach, which gets counters when they cycle, which can be nice. Cool. Yeah, they mulled a 6. Does stop my Tourach ETB trigger, but I can just cast it and it'll get bigger. Too free for the bean, I guess. Alright. Violent Outburst on top. Get to kick Tourach next turn. And they don't have another land. Justice, huh? I can keep it Thoughtseize. Architect's Foundation Breaker discarded. Why they keep those hands? Well, they kept this one because Leyline of Sanctity, like you saw last game, can just be like lights out. And they had already mulliganed once. Alright, 2-0. 3 more. No companion. This is a really close hand. I think I'll send it back. Probably rather have that first one. I think I have to keep this on 6. It's not good, of course. Belcher. And I drew another land. Not like this, dude. Not like this. Ritual Luris in hand. Tourach. Come on, dude. No. Ugh. Feels so bad. And I can't replay the Ragavan. Bummer. Ritual, Striker Rich, recross the paths. Okay. Probably dead, right? I don't think this matchup's very good. You can win, of course. Yeah, I'm trying to think if we could draw anything. I don't really think there is. I'll make them stack their deck correctly, though. Oh yeah, we could draw Ragavan. Yeah, Ragavan can mess up their recross the paths. Have I played the Demir Luris deck recently? Not recently. Just been focused on other stuff. Yeah, I'll just draw. We'll bottom a land off recross. Dude, we have top. Top. They put a card on the bottom. I don't... Hold on. Okay, so they revealed Turn Timber Symbiosis last, right? Then put it on the bottom. Okay, yeah, they put Turn Timber on the bottom, so... I mean, there's no way they could have planned for this, so we should be able to exile the Reforge the Soul. Let's freaking go. Don't they just play 2 Metamorphose on top? I guess not. Oh, no, they can't, because the Reforge needs to be the first card they draw for the turn. It doesn't work. Dash Ragavan. Yeah, and activate Den and Thoughtseize. So I just take the Ironcrag feat. I cannot believe we won this game. We kept 5 lands Ragavan, drew 2 lands in a row, and we top decked the freaking Ragavan. Opponents stack terribly? Did they? I mean, they can't put Manamorphose on top, right? Because then they don't get to Miracle Reforge the Soul. We just got, like, really lucky, I think. I feel like, yeah, I don't really think we could just, like... I don't think my opponent did anything wrong there. Alright, Chalice is not very good. It can occasionally... One time we cast Chalice, X equals 4, because we Voidwalker 2 rituals. But it's just, like, better than, like, Terminator, Heat, which are, like, literal blank cards. Yeah, almighty push. Can you Miracle on opponent's turn? You can Miracle on your opponent's turn, yeah, but for their deck needs to Miracle on their turn. Dude, this hand's pretty good, but the Graven Cairns doesn't fix our mana. So let's send it back. I think I probably have to keep this on 6. Do you have to hope that we draw a mana early? And this hand's also really soft to Leyline of the Sanctity. Opponent's kept to 7 card Leyline hands. Probably dead. We have game 3 on the play. I saw Tourach here. Oh. No, Ragavan. I could hold the Ragavan to dash. Yeah, let me actually try to do that. Try to, like, beat a Recross the Paths again. Recross the Paths puts Reforge the Soul on the top of their library, and then they Miracle and they make 7 mana and Belcher you to death. Don't they have 2 Reforges? I mean, they beat them last time. Reforge also makes Tourach huge, but we probably don't have time to kill him. They'll put 2 on top? Maybe. They didn't last time. Alright. Game 3 on the play. Hopefully they don't keep a 7-card Leyline hand again. Oh, there was 1 in hand last time. I see. That makes sense. Well, then that was just extra lucky, huh? Oh, no. Graven's Cairn, 1 land hand again. Let's go to 5. We'll go to 4. Okay. They don't have Leyline this time. Okay, they have multiple red sources. I think I'll take the Recross. Obviously that was kind of tricky. Could maybe have taken the Balagad. I'm not sure. Just immediately Fury. Pitching Ironcrack Feet. Okay. Master, thank you for the tier 1. Appreciate ya. Alright, let me take their Balagad. I think that that's better than... putting Lurrus in our hand this turn. Got some off green mana. Master with the 5-pack, thanks so much. And the new sub, that's really cool. Thank you, dude. So they have a second Fury, right? Yeah. Okay, Valakut Awakening. Probably just put... That's an insane draw. They put 2 cards back, drew 3. Play this. Okay. Land to kick that would be pretty good. I think I have to play the Lurrus. I misread that they had... Okay, yeah. Wait, they could have just hardcast this. Yeah, they should have, right? Unless they have, like, Recross as their last card. Damn it. think we're dead. No, they bottomed their other Reforge. I mean, they obviously could mess up. Oh, they stacked the deck, right? Yeah, we could just draw the monkey again. No, okay, Kolaghan's command shouldn't do it. They should be able to play Belcher with the mana to activate it before we can kill the Belcher. I think Ragavan is the only card that gives us a chance here. Okay, command. Oh, yes, Kolaghan's command in response to the Miracle Trigger because they have no cards in their hand. Yeah. That one actually, like, definitely does it. Okay, so our top card is Tourach. We'll definitely bottom that. They bottomed the Turn Timber. This is so freaking hype.
He's revolutionized it. Look at him averaging 800 fucking viewers in the Magic the Gathering category. He's carrying us. He's got a fucking hitchhiking backpack and he's literally carrying the shit out of us. I'm literally here.
Wait, they have 2 cards in their hands.
8 PM praying that Aspiring Spike is alive because I know that
and they did a miracle.
This fucking category. He's literally carrying us. Think about it. My guy.
They won the clash, so they keep their recross. So what did they draw? What did they draw? No, we don't get to know the order, right? Manamorphose for end of turn Reforge? Why would they do that, though? Doesn't make any sense. I think I just have to draw cards, try to kick Tourach, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't know. I have to hope they just like cast Belcher. Okay, now here's the Reforged. Well, guess we lose. Why would they stack it that way? Was it a mistake? Ragavan? Yeah, but they should have put double Reforged instead of that. That's not how you're supposed to stack it. Bummer. Okay, let's finish up the league. We're not dropping our losses. I'm dropping, I think, at 0-1, 1-0-2, 1-2. I think are the current records I'm dropping at. Maybe 2-2 as well. I know it's not as exciting, but it's a bit early to just be like dropping super duper aggressively. Were we racing? Anybody on the leaderboard? The goal is to be at the top of the leaderboard at the end of the season. Should I talk about those Cairns? You need the Cairns with your Tourachs and Voidwalkers. It is what it is. Okay, deck tech for blank. Hold on. I don't know what you want me to tell you, blank. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Deck's kind of old news. It's, you know, good news, you know. Love this deck. If you want me to tell you how I would update it, I'm gonna have to refund your points. If you just wanted to take a trip down memory lane, those were some good days for sure. Oh, interesting. They didn't go for Saga this turn, so I can Kroxa the Saga. Here's my deck thoughts. If you want me to take a look at your deck, you can donate $10, 2 gifted subs, and I also have a channel point option that you can save up for too. Got too many people in here just look at everybody's deck all the time, unfortunately. Oh, I tapped wrong. I should have played the Chandler, sorry. That's when I started watching it, yeah. Good times for sure. Alright, so they moved the plating over to the Thopter, which obviously we're going to need to find an answer for soon. It's a 3-turn clock. I guess if we can give the Channelers flying, that's going to at least be an answer. But of course, I would imagine part of that would be I'm surprised they didn't move this over, but yeah, I imagined that part of that would be drawing an instant anyways. Can I re-enable Spicy Tech and Confidence Boost? Or did I deliberately... Yeah, those have been deliberately disabled for a long time. It's just like... It was just like way too much. I had to like... You know, it's like 10 times an hour. I'd have to go, yep, that's a good Spicy Tech. You know, it was just too much. So land would be nice so I can kick Tourach and discard their Luris, assuming they put that in their hand here. How much hammer do I think will be at Vegas? A decent amount, I would say. I guess they moved the Sentinel, this over. I guess I'll land, we get Delirium if we graveyard that there, and then I can keep this one. But I think Oh, I didn't realize that this had a second trigger resolution. It's actually like not even that bad for us because we get to maybe Tourach that second card if it's not a land. Hopefully they didn't find Urza Saga. Or another Ornithopter would be really bad too. Yawgmoth. Okay. So attack for 6. Yeah, I think that Hammer's going to be one of the most popular decks in Vegas. Maybe even the most popular, but I wouldn't say that it'd probably be any more than 10% of the meta. But yeah, but I think going to Vegas with like, and you feel like you have a bad Hammer matchup is probably a mistake. Time is it there? 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. I started late today because there was Magic Online maintenance. So they're dead to a removal spell. But I'm dead to this next turn. Oh, they're also dead to Bauble, so because I can escape Kroxa. And after I surveil a couple cards. But now I'm dead, right? Close game. Fair, I think that's 17 months. Appreciate you, buddy. Things do get better post-board. Kind of been waffling back and forth between 6 discard spells, 2 Ragavans, and 1 Ragavan, 1 Ragavan, 6 discard spells, or 5 discard spells, 2 Ragavans. I think that discard spells are like worse in the draw because of Esper Sentinel. So I think you would think that Ragavan would just always be better on the play, and maybe it is just fine to always have this, but I think I'd rather have the 6 discard spell on the play because of Sentinel. Okay, let's keep this. Yeah, I think that you probably just wouldn't have the double Ragavan, but I've been just like really waffling back and forth. Okay, so this is kind of a weird... Oh, dude, they have double Saga. Let's go. I guess I'll take the Sigarda's Aid. And I'll heat the Sentinel on turn 2. And, of course, we want them to go Stoneforge Saga, and then we get to Alpine Moon the Sagas, and... Oh, they're not playing Saga. Well. See what we draw. Lightning Bolt. Then I don't usually preemptively run out the Alpine Moon, but I guess doing it here so that my opponent can't draw Thoughtseize and that they can't put Luris into their hand is probably worth it. Mr. Donaldson, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm not gonna bolt the Stoneforge Mystic here, I think. I'll just take the... Oh, they played the Saga? Deal. The Revolt triggered, huh? Revolt triggered. If not me, what deck do I predict to win Vegas? I don't know. It's way easier to predict, like, how much people are going to play a deck, but it's much harder to predict what deck is going to win the tournament. I'm going to save this Inquisition for Lurrus, I think. I'll just get my 3-2 cat in play. This game, we're super ahead here. $16 monkeys in the top 8. I would guess less than 16 monkeys. I would guess 8 monkeys in the top 8. Don't think I need to Alpine Moon the Nexus right now. Just keep up the command. I think 16 is low. I mean, if you look at modern, like if you look at modern challenge results, they're like, it's very rare that you see more than 8 copies of Ragavan in the top 8. I guess this last Saturday maybe there were 12, but yeah, I really doubt it's gonna be more than 8. All right, Lurrus in the hands. The event is 1 week from tomorrow. Vegas, or sorry, 1 week from Friday is day 1 of Vegas. Yeah, Ragavan decks are cheaper than Omnath decks. For sure. CDA, thank you for the 4 months. Appreciate ya. Is a year Wear Tear better for Hammer Time? EE, I think. Oh, sorry. Wear Tear. Wear Tear is better against Hammer Time, but EE is like a more versatile sideboard card. It is also... EE... I would say that EE is better than Wear Tear if you're playing Lurrus as a companion, but if you're not playing Lurrus as a companion, then it's Wear Tear. Definitely some nuance, though. Saz, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate ya. Yeah, I agree that I also would predict that Heliod combo will see more play in Vegas than it does on Magic Online, but I also don't expect that it's going to see a lot of play. Chalice is for Cascade matchups. I think Lurrus just might deal... Just might deal 20 damage. How many people do I think will compete to Vegas? I don't know. No idea. I'm sure you could look at like the event page and know for sure. Well, you know, this is just definitely a game of what card does my opponent want to concede to. Do you think Heliod is underrated? It's really annoying to play on Magic Online. I also feel like deck builders have a lot of wiggle room with Heliod. Like there's a lot of ways to build the deck, and I feel like you can get pretty creative with it. There's lots of opportunities to splash a color. And I think that in general, the deck is underexplored on Magic Online. But you know, the reality is, like back before Modern Horizons 2, when Heliod was a tier 1 deck, it was, even despite being one of the best decks in the format, a big part of the reason why it was kept back on Magic Online was that it sorry, I'm gonna need to sneeze. was that if your opponent just didn't respect your infinite life combo, if they just, you know, said, okay, this is Magic Online, this is not paper, I don't believe that you gain infinite life here, you gain as much life as you can click through, then like you would lose games on Magic Online that you would otherwise lose in paper. And that happened all the time on Magic Online, and despite that being the case, Heliod was still one of the best decks, if not the best deck, pre-MH2. But in that that still holds Heliod back. But in paper, you could just say, I gain 1 billion life, Amulet Titan opponent, you can never kill me. That was like a really common matchup. That was really common where Heliod in paper would like basically always beat Amulet Titan just because the infinite life combo is unbeatable. But on Magic Online, they say, okay, you have 1,000 life, I could deal 1,000 damage. It was a really weird dynamic. Now, like checkerboard, would I play 4 in the budget mono black deck? Yeah, I would probably play 4 in the budget version. Okay. So if I draw a land, I'm probably gonna wait and EE on 1. They definitely don't have hammer, right? I think I'm gonna play a slightly risky play here and play Tourach. It's pretty bad if they draw hammer. But like if I cast the explosives this turn, they get to draw a card, and I don't get to pop it till next turn. I'm killing my own channeler. And I don't think they have the hammer in their hand this turn. Okay, let's draw the land. Well, they have trample, so blocking is less of an option. Land on the top, let's go. Okay, Terminate is worse, but saves us. Oh yeah, Din of the Bugbear didn't work there. Okay, take your 2 cards, get out of here. Is Rakdos better position just get Merc at the moment? I think so, yeah. I think so. Top 8 of the Challenge over the weekend. Tourach's been feeling insane. I felt pretty favored like against the Murktide decks too, with the Terminates, and I feel like this deck is better against the Omnath and Control decks. It's about as good against Hammer Time. Murktide is better against Rhinos. Murktide's better against like random combo decks. Yeah, there's definitely some ins and outs to the case, but overall, yeah, I'd say it's better. These Midnights are surprisingly obnoxious here. I might just bolt the Sentinel main phase and pay 2. And I'm going to do this before they can hammer in response. How's the Yawg matchup? It's pretty good. Voidwalker is great against them. I was maybe just supposed to E on 0. But then they get to draw a card. I can't crack it. I'm definitely going to E on 0. Okay. Yeah, now. And, oh, they just didn't attack. Your guess is as good as mine why they didn't. Is Reanimator just not good? I mean, I think Reanimator is still good. I haven't been playing it as much. I might play it in Vegas. I'll just kind of have to see how I'm feeling. But Reanimator is definitely still in the running. Definitely still in the running. Might play some today. I don't know. I'm gonna play at least one more of Red Black. I don't know how long I'm streaming for today. I really would like to get onto the scoreboard tonight. But as we learned last season, of course, it's like it's really not that wise to try to force it to happen. Just try to play tight, play good decks, and then the trophies will come. And keep the Pyrite Spellbomb so I can deal with a Sanctifier if they draw one. Trying to get Delirium here. Alright, got Delirium. You do another race? Yeah, today is day 1 of the new race. They don't have Metalcraft here. Yeah, I'll cast the Terminate, not the Spellbomb, so I can have an answer to Sanctifier. But I guess I'll keep this Blood Crypt, even though I have to go to 1. No, I'm not going to keep it, actually. Sorry. I guess I should play the Pyrite Spellbomb, though. Just use the mana. This season is 90 days. I think the seasons do differentiate in length, kind of depending on set releases, but this one is a clean 90 days. And I'm a little nervous because I am missing 4 of those days for Vegas. But maybe that makes it more exciting, huh? So it's me against Prince once again. I mean, Prince has been like MIA the last season. He streamed a little bit at the beginning and just kind of stopped. I don't really know what's up with him. As far as I know, nobody knows what's up. What how brews are we thinking? What how brews are we thinking? So rare that Twitch comment accurately reflects my fog brain like that. Can you play online in Vegas between rounds? I'm not gonna do that. There's no fucking way I would want to do that. I'm not that, you know, only Yawgmoth Killer I think would be that degenerate. Where am I from? Guess you didn't see the headband. I'm from the village hidden in the rain. Thank you, Mr. Don. We lost to Belcher earlier. Not a great matchup. Not a great matchup. I thought we were gonna win when we topped deck Kolaghan's command too, but then things went south. Right, basic island go. No companion. Should get a Pioneer for a trophy for queuing up in Pioneer. Yeah, we were talking about me having to play Pioneer if I lost the race, but to be honest, I feel like Pioneer is probably too fun to be a punishment. Kind of feel like they have Blood Moon here. Okay, so I'm gonna go Channeler, Thoughtseize. Oh. Never mind. I was thinking that I wanted to do that, so if they went like Counterspell into Blood Moon, I could Voidwalker cast Counterspell. But now, okay, now they're playing Riptide Laboratory. And you know there's 0% chance that anybody who put Riptide Laboratory in their deck also has Blood Moon. There's no way they would ever want to turn off the Laboratory. Right. Graveyard that. Keep that. Just want a 4th land for Kroxa, I think. They conceded. Hiding some spice, perhaps. Do we have Murktide, do we think? I guess I should probably hedge against Murktide a little bit. I'm just not sideboarding. They cast Spellstutter Sprite. I won't sideboard. Alpine Moon. Alpine Moon to Laboratory. Watery Grave. Serum Visions. They have Bitter Blossom. Did we see that from Bauble or something? I just totally missed it. They're just fairies. Yeah, yeah. The Riptide Laboratory really threw me off. I guess I should attack. If they have Spellstutter Sprite, I'd rather than block the Ragavan with it, and rather than them like counter the Inquisition, then block Ragavan. Okay. Got me, I guess. I didn't think they had Sprite. This is like the second Snapcaster. I think I'll just go ahead and resolve the Kolaghan's command here, pass back. Discard Darkslick Shores, and it's Drowning the Lock, Cling to Dust, 2 mystery cards. Inquisition. Yeah, the Kroxa is good against the Drown. It's less good against the Cling to Dust, though. Hey, like, I'm doing well. How you doing? Took Kolaghan's command. Not too surprising. Dude, my Urborg is turning on their Drown. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. Putting Lurrus in my hand lets me attack with Ragavan next turn. Potentially. Yeah, a lot of colorless lands for our opponent. Alright. I imagine Lurrus is taken from this Thoughtseize here. So land lets me escape Kroxa unless they... I didn't draw land. Unless they cling to dust a card in response. Okay, so I'm going to go Voidwalker, and then they'll probably counter. They didn't counter. Okay, so I'll heat the Sprite then. And they might kill my Voidwalker, they might kill my Ragavan, but I'll get to Voidwalker something maybe. How's this deck against decks like Taxes, Tron, Green, and Eldrazi? Favorable, I would say, against both of those decks. We just crushed Tron. When you build some sort of blue-red Saga Band deck. For now, what against your opinion? Possible choice for the list. To be honest, Kuzo, I'm of the opinion that if you're gonna play Urza Saga in these kind of fair decks, you are incentivized to do so either in a shell. Yeah, you can either play Urza Saga in a deck with a lot of artifacts or in a deck with Wrenn and 6, and I really don't think it's good to play it in a different shell than that. So if your goal is to play a blue-red X Saga deck, your really only option, in my opinion, is Temur. Beyond that, there is, I guess, a decent amount of nuance in the best way to build a Temur Saga deck. A lot of people have been playing like Wilderness Reclamation to untap the Saga. It's my opinion that is like good in theory and not that good in practice. Every time I've played with that combination, it just really hasn't impressed me. It's like a lot of setup to get one extra token, and Saga makes your mana a lot better. So I would instead recommend being more of a kind of like low to the ground. Oh, dude, I could have Woodwalkered Fallen Shinobi. Oh, I still can. Because I thought that this was... I thought that they had Drown, Exiled, not the Shinobi. Okay, so let's do this. Yeah, so you can... I would recommend building a low-to-the-ground Temur deck with Saga, Wrenn and 6, Expressive Iteration, Tarmogoyf. You probably have to choose between Tarmogoyf and Murktide, which is, you know, a big part of the like problem. All right, they just concede. All right, 4-1 that league. Not on the leaderboard yet. But nice clean 4-1. I'm gonna run it back here. Then another deck tech. If you post a link in chat, I'll get to that one too.